Hey everyone, so in this video I want to show you how you can get the most out of CloudEMDR. I want to show you all of the different controls that we have, how you can use different sounds, different animation patterns, etc. So let's dive right into it. So I'm in a remote session here, and as you might know, you can start and stop the dot movement by clicking start and stop. That's pretty easy, but there's much more you can do. You can change the speed by dragging this slider. This will change the speed of the dot movement. You can also change the size of the dot. If you want to increase the working memory of your client, you might want to add some other complex activity to the therapy. So for example, we can ask the client to name the colors of the dot by clicking the color changing dot button. So we click that button and now we see that the colors of the dot change. You can ask your client like, hey, say something every time it turns red, or you ask them to name the colors out loud, like orange, red, orange, etc. You can also change the background. A lot of people like a dark background better than a light background, so you can do that. But maybe if your client is a little bit stressed out, you can give them a more soothing forest background. You can even upload your own images as backgrounds, and the nice thing here is that the dot automatically changes a color that has a good contrast with your background, so it's really powerful. And I've heard from many therapists that they like to upload a background that is related to the trauma of the client. So for example, if the client has a trauma related to fire, they will upload an image of fire. I've even heard of therapists asking the clients to make a drawing of an image of their trauma and using that as background. So there's a lot of possibilities there as well. So until now, I've only shown you the horizontal dot movement, but there are many more patterns that we could pick. If we click on dot movement, we have this H shape. This is a bit harder to follow for the client. We also have diamond, which moves in the shape of a diamond. We have diagonal. This is especially nice if the client has a smaller screen like a phone or a tablet, because the movement is a little bit longer. And then there's random, which generates a random path that changes all of the time. So it's really hard to follow. You really have to concentrate to follow the dot here. You can obviously combine these things, so you can add the color changing dot to the random movement, which makes it a lot harder to follow and increases the load on the working memory of the client. And then obviously we have a library of sounds. And the nice thing about CloudEMDR remote sessions is that you can play the sound, but you can mute it so that only your client will hear it, so that you can, for example, make notes or kind of stay concentrated yourself while the client hears this sound. Besides having the dot mode, we also have the strobe test. The strobe test is another way of taxing the working memory of your client. It's pretty popular among our users, and I have a video that explains the strobe test in detail, which I will link to in this video. So yeah, that's it. That's how you can get more out of your therapy by using all of our controls. We're constantly trying to add more controls, so if you have ideas for different types of features or modes, just add a comment to this video and we'll take a look. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, comments or feedback, just email us at support@cloudemdr.com or comment on the video. So if you want to learn more about remote EMDR therapy, I highly recommend checking out and maybe even subscribing to our YouTube channel.